All right, and we're live on the phone and we're live on Google Plus. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to be here every Tuesday until further notice. And I am so excited because tonight we are celebrating a full moon. The full moon is actually going to be happening Pacific time, 3:51 a.m., so in just a few hours. And what does that really mean for us? What does that really mean for you? I actually have a little excerpt from one of my favorite astrologers that I follow. And besides the fact that we're having a full moon, we are also having an eclipse. And it is a, move my little plant here. It is a lunar eclipse, and it's a total lunar eclipse. So what does that mean? What's going to happen? Let's just, first of all, not freak out. Let's just, let me just tell you what's going on. So I'm getting this information, most of my astrology information I get from different astrologers, but this specifically is from Mark Husson, and he's one of my favorite. He has an awesome website, quite a few websites, One to Listen, One to Radio, One to Academy, and those are all .coms. And so he just had a show today. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but he does say that there are 3 planets that are coming together in the fire sign. Remember that there's the fire sign, the earth sign, the water sign, and the air sign. Those are the elements that make up our astrology. And this is tropical astrology, not Vedic astrology. Okay, so if I lost you already, just come back. Just regular Capricorn, just normal stuff. So it's saying, Mark Husson says that it's one of the most inspirational eclipses that we've had in a long time, which is great because every eclipse has its own energy, right? Every eclipse is really has its own, every eclipse has its own energy because the planets are never aligned in the same way they were the last eclipse or the last full moon or the last new moon. And if it does repeat itself, it's been like either 50, 100 years, thousands of years. I mean, it could be millions of years. Okay. Okay, so Mark Hudson also says it's the kind of energy that will bring closure and new beginnings simultaneously. So if you've been feeling like there's just been like this old stuff, but then there's like this new stuff and it needs to integrate, or you don't know how it's going to integrate, or things have just been a little, I need to let go, but this is coming new, so it's okay. Just know that, okay, just know that everything is going to be fine. And it's the old with the new. Remember, when one door closes, the other one is opening. So he continues, again, this is Mark Husson, to say that whatever you've been holding on to, this is your chance to ask for help, to see it differently or with clear eyes. So again, our full moon, Pacific time, it's happening at 3:51 a.m. And it's a great time to ask for support. It's a great time to ask for help. And remember, you can call on your angels, you can call on your guides, you can call on your spiritual entourage. There are so many different avenues of support for you. More than you can imagine. And look for it also in the physical realm. Who in your life really supports you? Who is it? Your parents? Is it your siblings? Is it your friends, your family? Maybe you have a community that you belong to and you just need that extra love, that extra support for you to be able to really get through your current situation. Just being able to see that closed door and see what is coming new, if this is a relationship, whether it's with work or whether it is with a romantic partner or maybe a friend. Just know that just because there's an ending, it could be the beginning of a more elevated relationship, or it could be, maybe you're getting a promotion at your job. So just because there's death or the end of something doesn't mean that, okay, it's over forever. So just remember that. And if there's love involved, because there's always love involved, right? How is love never involved? If there is love involved, then just know that love never dies. Love never goes away. Whether you are in love with someone, whether you are playing in love with someone, whether it has to deal with a job that you love, that love never dies. It's just, it simply elevates, and that always is going to stay in your heart. Okay, so continuing on, this is again from Mark Husson. He's one of my favorite astrologers that I listen to his radio show. If you want more information, just go to one of his websites, which is 12 Listen, 12 Reports, 12 Academy. Okay, so continuing on, this is actually part of his email. He says, inspirational intervention is what we love, the idea that something or someone divine steps in to help us. Remember, I told you, call your spiritual entourage. There are 3 fire signs. Remember, I told you that he mentioned earlier about the planets. There's the moon, obviously. It's a full moon, which is an eclipse. It's Uranus, which is in Aries. Jupiter is in Leo, and Mars is in Sagittarius. So these are all fire signs. And he continues on by saying that they're coming together in this cycle to support you in ways you likely have forgotten were available to you. All you've got to do is you've got to really, really want the change. You've got to be able to believe that you can have the change, and then just allow it to come to you. And watch, he says, watch so that the winds of inspiration can come in and support you. So that is what my favorite astrologer says about what's going on. And then also just reminding you that we are in Mercury retrograde. There have already been quite a few things for me that have shown up with communication just being really distorted. You think something's going to work and then it just doesn't work out. Or you're counting on something because of, for instance, I'll give you an example. I was on an airplane. I was coming back home on Sunday night, and my ride, which was a family member, decided, we already agreed she was going to pick me up. It was awesome. Nothing new. Well, my phone was dying, and I was trying to get back to someone else, and then right before I got on the plane, I didn't get a chance. I did get a chance to get back to the other person, but I spent most of my battery talking to someone else, a really, really dear friend of mine who was having a major breakdown and breakthrough, and totally loved that I was able to support her. And then got on the plane, and I called my ride, and I said, okay, I'm about to leave. I should be, if I haven't called you by 10:30, my phone is dying, then just go. Just pick me up. Just go to the airport. Well, I get to the airport, and I literally have a few, like at 7% on my phone. Well, it goes from 7% to 2%, and then it just dies on me. I only had a chance to text her and call her telling her I had arrived, not yet knowing that I was going to be on the airplane for about another 30-40 minutes because we didn't have a gate that was open. So for an hour, my ride, my amazing, loving family member was beyond patient and frustrated and angry by the time that we finally did communicate. So it was just like over and over. By the time I got off, I went directly to an outlet. I tried to plug in my phone to charge it just to call her, and about the first 4 chargers I tried, it just wasn't working. None of them worked. They were just either disconnected or it just didn't work for whatever reason. Mercury retrograde. And it was just like, are you serious right now? Like, are you kidding me? And it was just really, it takes a lot for me, of course, and for you at those moments for just us to be really patient with the process and to really see, okay, what's the lesson, and just let go of the outcome. The whole time I was like, you know what, there's a reason. Maybe she's running late. Maybe she fell asleep, and maybe it's just gonna all work out. And I've got to trust that. I've got to trust it, and it's not easy to do that, but that's just what we have to do. And in those moments, we just gotta like take a deep breath and just trust that everything is working out. Everything is working out. So I'm so excited to be here with you. That's what's really been going on. Mercury retrograde, and then there's some other stuff like appointments, like thinking it's going to work out and then it's not going to work out. And so just being open to whatever comes your way. Mercury retrograde is from the 4th to the 26th of this month of October. If you're not really sure what else Mercury retrograde brings, remember communication is the first thing, because Mercury rules the planet of communication. So be very eloquent, be very articulate, be very meticulous when it comes to communicating, whether it's via email, whether it's via text, whether it's a Twitter account that you're managing, or whatever it is that you're doing that deals with communication. I'm grateful that actually my communication so far is working. So thank you, angels, for making it work. And I see we have quite a few callers on the line tonight, so awesome. I don't know if I'll be able to take some calls, some questions tonight. I would love to take some questions. So if you're able to take some, if you would like to ask a question, go ahead and push *5, and yes. But I can't promise that I'll get to you because I really want to get through this full moon releasing. If you have not noticed, or if you haven't been on the calls lately, I do want to mention that the calls on Tuesday night are going to be coming to an end soon. I don't have the exact date, but I am going to be ending them soon. And I'm going to be shifting. It's not really that it's going to be a complete, it's over. It's going to be actually, I'm shifting. So instead of like every week, it might just be once a month. I'm not sure. It might be just twice a month. Because I really want to support you, and I feel that there's a lot of energy coming and going and whatnot, and I want to make sure that you're tuned in. I want to make sure that you're present, and that it really serves you a purpose. What really helps me to determine this, or to figure out what's going to come next, or what that looks like, is for your feedback. So you're more than welcome to email me, leave some comments on the Facebook page, or on the YouTube page, or on the Google Plus page, or any way that you know how to get a hold of me. Just go ahead and let me know what works for you and what doesn't, and what you'd like to see more of. Definitely how I can support you, and what works. So that is logistics. That's kind of how we're starting, what's going on. Again, I'm your host, Ms. Xochi from Creating Angelic Experiences, and thank you again for being on the call. Thank you for making the time for yourself, for your angels, for just this amazing, loving time. So let's go ahead and step right into the full moon energy. What is the full moon? What is it about? And actually, before I step into that and start talking about it, I want to take a deep breath. I want you to join me with just taking a few deep breaths in and out, and just tuning into your angels, your guides, your spiritual entourage, and knowing that they're right next to you. I'm going to scoot in a little bit, get a little closer, get a little bit more intimate. And if you're watching, definitely lean in. If you're listening on the phone, go ahead and make sure you're comfortable. If you have a headset, or if you're driving, pull over if you can. If not, it's all good. But just get comfortable. Grab a cup of tea, grab a cup of, I don't know, hot chocolate. Well, it's been kind of hot, but the nights have been starting to get a little cooler. And just get comfortable, whether it's relaxing by sitting down in your comfortable chair, or if it's just getting comfortable by laying down and just listening and seeing what comes up for you. It's awesome to just be open to your angels, your guides, your mentors, your spiritual entourage, ascended masters, to really just be able to connect with you. Making this time, October is a great time to connect, by the way, to your angels, because, and to your loved ones as well, because of the fact that in the month of October, specifically for Halloween and the next couple days after, that is when the veil of our dimension and the other side of people that have passed on, that is the veil is pretty much thinner. than normal. And so that's why we, at least in the Latino community, that's why we have the Dia de los Muertos altars, because we have our beliefs of our ancestors coming to visit, or people that we love, family, friends coming to visit. And I will definitely take a picture of mine. I want to add more flowers to it, but this is the first year that I've actually committed and done my altar of Dia de los Muertos, and posted pictures and things that remind me of my loved ones that have passed on. So I want to just continue breathing deeply, getting comfortable, just setting that intention for what it is that you want to receive this evening on the call, on the video, whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're watching or whether you're listening, or both. Usually there's a great outcome when you have set an intention. So an Archangel card came out, and I don't know what it is. Oh, I love this card. It's Archangel Jeremiel, and he's coming forward, and he's just saying that all is well. Everything is working out. It may not look like everything is working out, or it may look like things are just kind of in a whirlwind, right? Kind of like this card that's showing up, like things are topsy-turvy. I don't know whose word or who's watching tonight that uses that, but I don't really use that, and that came through. So topsy-turvy, and things are moving. Just trust, things are moving, and it's going all in the right direction. So set your intention, whatever that is. Take a deep moment, take a deep breath, and have a moment. Oh yeah, see, I have my little earrings on for Dia de los Muertos. Getting ready for that. For those of you watching, I know those of you that can't see on the phone, I have my earrings that have little candy skulls. All right, so breathing deeply, and I'm going to go ahead and ask us to be protected with the white light of the Holy Spirit. All negative energy that we're carrying from this life, from any past lives, in all directions of time and space. Any path that we choose to walk, all negative energy, surrounding anything we use, technological, in our homes, in our lives, forms of transportation, everything, any place that we go, any path, that negative energy in and or surrounding these places, situations, people, and are including ourselves. We ask that it be released, all this negative energy, into the white light of the Holy Spirit, and be replaced and filled with peace, with love, with joy, with wisdom, with clarity, guidance, love, 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 understanding, wisdom, patience, laughter, and anything else and everything else that your heart desires. All right, so let's dive right in. Taking another deep breath, and I'm just going to clear the energy. I love my little sound effects. It's just like so awesome. Okay. Full moon. Why do we do it? What happens? What's this all about, the releasing? So first of all, I want to just acknowledge you again for staying on the call, or for watching the call and listening. If you're a woman, I want you to know that it's super intense, these moon phases, because of the fact that they affect us. It affects men as well, but we women, we have a cycle that we follow, and men, when it comes to the full moon or the new moon or the quarter moon, or the waning, the waxing, it also affects men as well. In the fact of our bodies are made of, 80 or 90% plus water, right? 80% or 90%. Don't quote me on that statistic. If somebody knows that, you can go ahead and post that. But about 80 to 90% of our bodies are water. That's what our bodies are, water. And so the full moon and the new moon, it affects the tides. And so if you notice, I live by the beach, but if you've ever noticed, like, there's a high tide at a full moon or a new moon, or there's a low tide at a different moon phase, and I don't have those down, and I'm not trying to figure that out right now, but just wanting you to really recognize that it's not, this isn't some kind of woo-woo concept of, oh yes, the full moon and the new moon and the energy. I mean, of course there's some woo-woo aspect to it, there is some intuitive aspect to it, but also there is scientifical, well, I don't know if it's scientific, but as far as our bodies being affected with the water, that definitely affects us. That's why the full moon, great time to release. We need to release. The full moon is a time for us to, the moon is full, and what ends up happening is it starts to wane. And so that means it starts to lessen the light from the sun, which is reflected onto the moon. It begins to diminish. And so it looks like, even though the moon is there, it looks like it's not. And so allowing yourself to really take inventory. I'm glad that Archangel Jeremiel was the archangel that came through. For those of you watching, you can see the card that I just posted. Because of the fact that Archangel Jeremiel is the archangel that we call on to take a life inventory. What habits work for us, what has been working for us, what has not been working for us. And it's a great time because now that we're releasing, it is a great time for you to look at your habits, your life, your transition, your changes, and just life lessons, anything that's really present for you. For me, it's just been a lot of releasing and breaking through, and I'll share that with you maybe later, but I want to focus on you right now and how this full moon energy is all about helping you get to that next level and letting go, really. It's all about letting go of things that just don't serve you anymore. It's just letting all of that go. And we've got to make space. We've got to make space for the new to come. So it's a great time for you to just take inventory. Call on Archangel Jeremiel and ask him to help you, show you signs of what's working, what's not working in your life, what you can change, what you have the power to change. That reminds me of the serenity prayer, for those of you that know it or for those of you that don't. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I love that prayer. And I didn't realize until, honestly, about, I don't know, a year or two ago that was the prayer for the 12-step program, which doesn't bother me. I mean, it is what it is. It's fine. But yes, I love that prayer, and just really asking for that. There's your business, there's other people's business, and then there's God's business. And the only thing that we have control over is, you guessed it, your business. Well, I don't have control over your business. You have control over your business. I have control over my business. So, so just letting go what you don't have control over. Just let it go. Let it just dissipate into what you don't need to worry about. So the full moon energy, what I'd love to do, I'm going to do a little step by step, and you can watch this video later. For those of you that have actually done workshops with me, and you kind of know what to do. But so the first thing is with the full moon energy is, I like to celebrate it the eve, so the full moon eve or a new moon eve. So for instance, now we're doing full moon, so full moon eve, it's so awesome that it's like 3:51 in the morning, because it's like within the next like 6 hours, right? 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Okay, 7 hours. Within the next 7 hours, we're going to be having this full moon, and if you look already outside your window, it already probably looks to you like it's full. So grab all your crystals, grab anything that you want cleansed, specifically your crystals. You can just put them in the windowsill. You can put them in water with sea salt. You can just put them in the windowsill. You can also grab like a hand mirror. I have actually a hand mirror right here. It's actually from my alma mater, my high school. And you can just kind of put that reflecting so that the sun reflects into the sun from the moon. The light from the moon is also just reflecting on that, so it kind of grabs that and it magnifies the power of that energy. So that is one of the things that I like to do. So you grab a piece of paper. I don't have one now in front of me, but you just grab a plain piece of paper. I prefer that you don't do it in your journal. If you carry a journal, if you write in your journal, just take a loose leaf piece of paper, and you want to really, as we did earlier, protect yourself. Ask to be protected with the white light of the Holy Spirit. You don't have to remember everything that I mentioned earlier. You can just say, imagine yourself in a white bubble of light. And that's the Holy Spirit's light, and it's just cleansing you, and it's protecting you. If you want more protection, call on Archangel Michael, and then you start to take inventory over what's serving you, what isn't serving you, and what works for you, what isn't working for you. Maybe you used to take a class, a dance class, and you're like, you know what, you've been taking beginner for such a long time. Well, you know what, now it's time to move up to intermediate. Or maybe you're done with dance class. Maybe you want to move into like art class. So whatever's working for you, keep it. And whatever isn't working for you, that's okay. Just don't judge yourself. Just acknowledge what's going on, and it's time to change it. Every month we have this opportunity to change things in our life. And who is a better person to change what's going on in your life but you, right? No one else. Really. Plus, I don't like it when other people try to change what's going on in my life. So, I don't know about you, but I don't like that. So, great time to look at that and just to take inventory. And then when you're ready, just start to write on that piece of paper. You can do front, back. You can take more than one piece of paper and write on more than one piece of paper, and write down everything that you want to get rid of, everything you want to release. And before you start writing, if you haven't started yet, you want to say it in the present form. You want to say, I'm so grateful that I have now released XYZ, this job, this toxic job, or I'm so grateful that I'm now released, get materialistic. That's usually how it's easy to start if you haven't done this before. It's really easy for you to start that way. And then you can say, I want to let go of clutter. I want to let go of too many dishes in my cupboard. I want to let go of, paperwork. I want to let go of the physical stuff usually happens first. And then you can go into the energetic, intangible forms of what you want to release, such as I want to release scarcity thinking. I want to release all beliefs around I don't have enough money. I want to release the I can't afford it belief. I'm so grateful that I'm now released, whatever it is for you, whatever that is for you, whether it's tangible or it's not tangible, just allowing yourself to release it. Just let it go. Just really, really let it go. And take up as much space and as much time as you need. You want to make sure that you have a time slot when you're doing this of not being interrupted. Turn your phone off, put it on vibrate, put it in the other room, or get in your room, or go to the beach, or go to the park. And if it's tonight, so if you want to do this tonight, just take some time and do it right now, or after the video or the call, and just allow yourself the time to really step into your amazing time. Like, this is time for you. This is time to change your life. I'm granting you permission. You don't need it, but I'm giving you permission to make changes in your life. Anything that is not serving you, anything that you've been holding on to for such a long time, it's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. And so, yeah, that's what it is. So after you do that, what I like to do is, if you're at home, or if I'm at home, I'll burn some sage around myself. But before I do the sage, I rip up the piece of paper. So when you're done, you want to rip up the piece of paper. You can also light it, like with a little bit of fire, or with like a lighter or something like that. I don't condone fires, so please don't say I told you to. because I have proof that I'm telling you not to do that. It doesn't have to be like the whole thing. It could just be like the edge. You just burn a little bit and then put it out. You don't have to burn the whole thing. We're not into this whole, I forgot the name for people who like to burn fires or burn things. Starts with an N, I think. Anyway, I can't remember. But, or an A. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who might know the name, go ahead and put it on the, post it on the Facebook if that's the case, if you remember, or the Google or the YouTube. And then what ends up happening is you can rip it up. You can do both. You can rip it, you can light it, you can do both. And after you do that, you want to get it out of your house, if it's in your house. Get it out of your energy. So if you're on the beach, I usually don't have a lighter, but I'll put it in the water, and then I'll go to the trash can and I'll just rip it up and let it go. And when you're ripping it up, when you're just watching it dissipate, really get into that power, get into that divine, powerful state of an energetic being that you are. Just really tap into the fact that you are really letting go. Like, this is your intention. This is like a mini ceremony that you're stating to the universe, to your angels, to God, to Mother Nature, whatever works for you, to yourself, on a conscious level, on a subconscious level, and on an energetic level, on a physical level. Like, just bringing that all together and saying, I'm no longer willing to hold on to this anymore. I'm just going to let go of everything that just, all of this stuff that isn't serving me. I'm letting go of the pain. I'm letting go of the anger. I'm letting go of the frustration. I'm letting go of the unwillingness, the inability to make a decision. I'm letting go of the confusion. I'm letting go of my job, or I'm letting go of this relationship that just is not going anywhere. I'm letting go of all that doesn't serve me. And I love to end if I can't think of anything else, I just end my releasing page with, and anything else that just isn't serving me from this life or any past life that I can't think of, or whatever. I'm so grateful that I released it. You know, any blocks, anything that's holding me back. That's usually what I like to do. So you're more than welcome to use it. All right, so just tapping into that, when you're letting go, you're releasing, and then after you've let that go, after you get that paper, after you get that energy out of your house, out of your physical, energetic, molecular, cell, energetic, or aura-filled energy, if you didn't get that, right? Just want to make sure you got that. Once you let that go, then you're able to release, and you're able to cleanse. You're just doing the releasing process. Sure, you're able to cleanse. So I go to the beach, I get my feet in the water, I get my hands in the water, I get, whatever it is. Or I will, if I'm not at the beach, I will wash my hands at home with sea salt and just cleanse that. Sometimes I'll just take a shower too. I'll put sea salt on my loofah, and then I put my little body wash. I just do that action, and I also use sage. Grab my sage, light it up. Again, not condoning fires. That thing smokes a lot, so be careful, please. And do some smudging. Just smudge the energy, wherever the room that I was in, or the car, or whatever, wherever I was. I just like to just clear that all out. Clear that all out. And that's the basics. So protect yourself, get some time alone, get with yourself, take inventory. Make sure that you are tapping in, protecting yourself. Write down everything that no longer serves you. Rip it up, burn it, let it go, however that looks for you. Cleanse, and just really be open. Be open to receiving. Be open to receiving, and focusing on that energy that just hasn't been serving you a purpose, or it served you a purpose and now it's not, and you're good to go. Just Great time. It's a great, great, great time. And just get excited. Get excited for what else is to come. So the full moon is typically, I'll tell you right now when the new moon is coming. It is on October 23rd. October 23rd is the new moon. So from now until, or so 3:51 a.m. tomorrow morning, in just a few hours, up until October 23rd at approximately 2:57. This new plant. Okay, 2:57 p.m. Then that is when the new moon is going to step in, and that's a different ceremony. It has the first part of this doing the releasing because we like to let go and make more space so that new can come in. But just letting go of everything that just doesn't serve you. All right, so that, my friends and my lovely angels, my lovely little angels, is what happens. And I want to, oh, looks like I did something. I did. And I want to check in with you and see what's resonating for you, what's coming up for you, what isn't coming up for you. So I just closed my windows that allowed me to see what who had a question and who didn't. And that's okay. I'm going to open it up again. So give me a second so I can see. If you do have a question, go ahead and push *5, and that'll let me know that you have a question. And I'm going to go ahead and go back on to let me know so that I can see if your hand's up. So pushing *5, and just if you have a question about the full moon or about the process or about anything that's coming up for you right now. Love to support you. So let's see what. All right, fabulous, darlings. Fabulous. Looks like we have some questions this evening. And we're going to go ahead and take Eddie's call. Eddie's, yeah, are you there, honey?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Annie. I'm so glad to hear from you. Yeah.
Right now,
I'm so glad to hear from you.
Since they've been seeing this full moon developing, it's something driving me, something energy, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering, hopefully it's manifesting to a better harvest, I guess.
Yeah, right. We're in the fall. It's a good time to reap, you know, what we're sowing. Okay, so how can I fully support you? What do you need help with?
Let's see. I think a lot of it has to deal with my concentration. I think I get to kind of drifting here and there and stuff, and I go back to it and it's strong, but then I just kind of like wear off, and I'm like, oh, come on, what's going on? And, you know, I feel myself drifting here and there and stuff, but not tragically, you know, just little mistakes here and there. I'm like, I know better than this, come on.
Okay.
So, frustration starts developing and what have you, but when it's just going on the range a little bit too hard, or I just need to just kind of let whatever, like what you said earlier, whatever's holding me back is going to go, you know?
Yeah, right. Okay. So intuitively, I'm already just picking up that you need more rest. That's number one. Number two, you might be deficient. I would go to a doctor. I'm not a doctor, but intuitively, I'm getting like deficiency, maybe like in your vitamin Bs.
Okay.
And then also, I'll tell you what works for me is actually, and I know this because I started juicing a few this year, is kale. Kale is really gives you a lot of energy. It helps you out with that. So seeing how maybe you can incorporate that maybe munch on some kale. I don't know. It's not really favorite.
A lot of people have been serving me like kale salad.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good and stuff, but stuff, I don't know.
That's not my favorite either, but that's why I juice it. You know. I'm like, well, whatever. But yeah, let me pull some cards for you, hon, and then let's see what comes up for you. Okay. So, all right, Eddie. Let's see what the angels have to say for you. Archangel Zadkiel is coming up for you. He will help you with the remembering, and he's also saying Archangel Zadkiel's color to remember things is yellow. Okay. So the first card that's coming up is a life purpose card, and it says study. And let's see. It's kind of like your eyes are just tired. Like you're just tired. And I could see that. Yeah, it's kind of like it's like when you read a book and you just start to fall asleep, you know? Energetically, I feel like the angels are able to communicate. Like, I know that you're intuitive as well. But so when you're driving, and for those of you that don't know, Eddie's been on the call for quite some time, probably the whole 2 years plus that I've been doing the calls.
Yeah.
And right now he's a truck driver. And I know that, but for those of you that don't know, he's a truck driver right now. And so I just want to let everybody know what's going on. They're like, what? So what I'm getting, is just, it's kind of like you get a lot of downloads. I know that you're intuitive, and they're saying that you get downloads when you're driving, and so that also makes it a little tiring for you. Okay. So maybe when you get an idea or you get something that comes up, just maybe write it down, or maybe get a little recorder and just get back to that later. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Okay. That's so funny. I pulled the second card, and it looked like just one card. So I pulled another card, and as I grabbed the second card, there was another one right under it, which is so funny, kind of like hiding. This is an Archangel card, and it's Archangel Sandalphon, and his message just says gentleness. So how can you not judge yourself? Like, when you make a mistake, instead of being so hard on yourself, like you know better than that, and judging yourself or reprimanding yourself or scolding yourself, how can you be more gentle and just say, you know what, this is just another confirmation. Thank you for reminding me that I need to rest more today, or that I need to take a nap. Okay, so just letting them.
There are days where I wish I could nap more than 10 hours, but I mean, when I'm out on the road and I have to manifest 10 and come on the road back home, it's like time is just, wow, it flies very fast.
Yeah, I agree with you. So what you can start doing is to create more time. I will share a secret with you. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's this awesome thing that we have the power to do, and I call it the time warp. And so when I'm running late or I want more time, there's this affirmation I'll say I am a master of time. But besides that, I call on Archangel Metatron. And he's like he's the archangel to deal with time warp. So I ask him to give me some more time. I actually look at the clock, and then I cover it. Like, I don't look at it again, and I ask Archangel Metatron to do some time warping. And then I don't look at the clock again, and I just do what I got to do, and I just say, I'm always on time, I'm always on time, I always have enough time, and I just say that over and 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 over again. And then by the time I finish what I'm doing, or I get to where my destination is, I look at the time, and it's a lot better than what I had anticipated. So it's just a little secret that I use. And that might serve you, so you can use it, of course, and those of us, the rest of you listening. The other two cards I just want to share with you real quick. is take back your power. Stop feeling that you know, time has this amazing power over you. It doesn't. And then the last card, it just says ideas and inspiration. And that just reminds me again of what that came through earlier, that when you're receiving downloads, just to write them down and then get back to them later. Or you can also listen to some audios for helping you stay focused and whatnot. So, so don't beat yourself up, hon. You're doing a great job with what you can do right now, and really just showing up for yourself. Really, really being gentle with yourself and loving yourself more through the process. Even a 15-minute, 20-minute power nap really, really helps. So whatever you can do, awesome. And if you can't do it, try the time work. Okay. All right, hon.
Thank you.
My pleasure, hon. I'm going to put you back on mute. Eddie, thank you so much for calling in. I'm so glad to hear your voice. I'm sending you a big hug. Put your hand down. All right, awesome. Looks like we'll have time for one more caller. Sorry, everyone, for not being able to get to you, but I'm going to take Josie's question. She has her hand raised. Hi, love. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you, Xochi?
I am glad to be here and just feeling very grateful and loving to support you. So how can I fully support you this evening, hon?
Well, I want to ask everybody for some healing angels, first off.
Okay.
For my Aunt Susan, who had a stroke 2 days ago, and also for my nephew, Enzo, who has 101 fever tonight.
Oh.
So you guys can just send all the angels, and to them, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, so everyone on the call, for those of you watching, or for those of you listening, if you'd be so kind to, let's go ahead and all send Josie and her family, her nephew, who's just an amazing doll. He's been on the call at least once or twice. And also for Susan, who's also family for Josie, just send her some loving, loving, loving healing energy. We know that our bodies are known to heal ourselves, and we can heal ourselves. And sometimes it's just a process with whatever we're going through. So let's just send some healing energy and some emerald green light, which is Archangel Raphael's light, to their side, and for your family, of course, so that, you know, this is a smooth, healing, serendipitous, harmonious, and speedy recovery for both of them. Are you there, Josie?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. All right, so okay, so thank you for requesting. It's always good to ask for help. We talked about that earlier. So yay. How can I help you this evening?
I wanted to quickly share I had a nice releasing and also manifesting last night at about 1:30ish in the morning.
I love that.
I was, I just had, I had taken my dog out, and I was like, this guy is amazing. So I just had to take, 5-10 minutes and just sat on the step and looked up at the moon and released, what I wanted to. And then as I'm manifesting too, like, okay, for the next 30 days, this is what I want to manifest. And I felt myself like giggling, like, oh my gosh, if I'm really asking for this, I'm gonna, I cannot wait, but I'm kind of nervous a little bit, but it was like good nervous energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that last night, and then of course, what I asked to release comes right on this first thing this morning. So I'm thanking for the daily reminders that it is work, but it's going to be worth it in the end.
Yeah.
And so what it has to do with my question is if there's any specifics that I could do to I guess, help me fully release and to just trust in that.
Okay.
Okay. I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah. Okay, great.
I think it.
Okay, great. So take a deep breath. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. Take a deep breath and let's see what your angels have to say. I'm going to pull the from the Angel Tarot deck for you. Oh, my plant just...
And by the way, my left palm is like on fire right now.
Your what is on fire, honey?
My left hand.
Your left hand. And you're right-handed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's receiving, so that's good. That means that your people are sending you the healing energy. I love that.
Yeah, I feel it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you, everyone, for doing that for her. She can feel it. And just know that people watch this and they you know, even if, when it's replayed, that energy will still go to you and to your family. So just trust that, okay? Awesome. So let's pull a card for Josie and let's see what she... Yeah, fully releasing, fully releasing. Okay, so the first card says Nine of Air. It's kind of like what's happened to you in the past is, yeah, you're just expecting the worst, honey. That's just easy for you. That's just easy for you. I mean, the card specifically says expecting the worst.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm releasing.
Yes. I love that. Well, I'm glad that this is more like a confirmation card then. This is good because this is exactly what you've been asking to release. So, you know that the new moon, I mean the full moon, happens to, you know, in just a few hours. So if it came up this morning, it's kind of like the universe is like, okay, well, let's just test her, but right before it really, really happens, you know. So
yeah.
That's okay. So that's awesome because the universe has heard you. Obviously, your angels do know. You know, really rest. Your angels are like, let it go. From the Frozen movie, let it go, let it go. Okay. All right. Second and third card that are coming through for you, hon, are King of Fire. They're both fire cards, which is great because remember, first of all, this eclipse is 3 planets in the fire sign. And remember, you're going to feel supported, beginning, endings, and then also beginnings, and it's simultaneous. And so I'm excited to see what shows up. You know, the card, the next. And
I'm also Leo too, so that made that shit come.
Perfect. So you're really going to feel very supported. You really, really are. And King of Fire is the first card, or the next card that's coming up. Again, I mentioned it's a fire card. And it's kind of like you're ready. Just get ready for liftoff. Get ready for whatever you've been asking for. It's kind of like, just get ready. They know that you've been preparing. They know that you want to take off already. And it's just like not the right moment yet, but it's going to be happening. And it just says focus, 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 focus on your end goal. Focus on why you have this goal. Communicate your vision. It's time for you to step in as a leader. And just keep your creativity going. I feel that you are doing that, and I love that. I can feel that.
Awesome.
And then, yay! And then the third card, which is also a fire card. I love it. And this card is Ace of Fire. This is like, yeah, buddy. You know, you got the King and the Ace of Fire. I mean, that's awesome. Those are just high power royal cards, right? And this card, it says it's an exciting new opportunity. It's like your your genie angels come forward and are granting your wishes. And so not everything is coming up yet. You can't really see everything, but just trust that it is coming. It does say career advancement, change your life now. So just keep your focus on the end goal, on why you want the change, and focusing on the great things that you're able to see being manifested, and also staying in that attitude of gratitude.
Xochi, you're freaking me out a little bit because as the first half of this call is going on, I'm getting lately I've been getting more creative thoughts about how I want to translate thoughts into painting.
Yeah.
And so as you're speaking, this first half of the call, I'm thinking, you know what would be a cool painting is kind of do like a self-portrait of me rubbing a genie lamp and having the smoke of the genie lamp and my hair kind of intertwined, making like images.
Well,
so the fact that you're bringing that up right now is kind of freaking me out a little bit, but in a good way.
This is divine confirmation at its best. I love, love, love when the angels are just really like, yes, 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 move forward. You're on the right path. Yes, on top of yes, on top of yes. Can I hear an amen? You know, it's like, yes, I love that. I'm so glad that you shared that with us and with me. And yeah, move forward with that, honey. I mean, the genie, if you can on YouTube, go on the YouTube page and look at the card.
I will.
And you'll see it. I'm excited. I'm so excited for you. My pleasure, honey. It's my pleasure to support you. I'm so grateful to support you. And also, you know the first card, the Nine of Air, you know those were unicorns, right?
Sure they were.
They were. I'm telling you, look at the YouTube video, and you'll see it. It's just awesome. So excited. Am I surprised? I don't need to be surprised, Josie. Awesome. Okay, Josie, I'm going to put you back on mute. Thank you so much for calling in, and thank you for your question, and thank you, angels, for showing up and really just confirming exactly what she was thinking on the call. And thank you for sending everybody energy for her family. All right, so that is what's going to be wrapping up our call this evening. That was our last caller, and that had a question that I'm able to get to this evening. I hope that this call, this video, has helped you move into an amazing, amazing investment for yourself, just some time for you. It's answered some questions, giving you some guidance, or it's giving you some clarity. That's why I love doing this, because through one person's lesson, we all get to learn. And I wish that for you. Logistics, stay tuned. Just sign up for my newsletter at lxavalos.com. lxavalos.com. You'll see my website's down here, lxavalos.com. And stay tuned for the new things that are coming out that I'm going to be rolling out. I'm having a program that's going to be the beginning of January, and it's going to be for those of you that are looking to tap into your intuition better. It's going to be a 90-day program. I'm so excited that I'm going to be launching that program, and yeah, stay tuned for that. More changes, more love, more angels coming your way in a city near you, because we come into your home or your phone. And I will talk to you tomorrow on Angel Days. This is Miss Xochi, your host from Creating Angelic Experiences, reminding you that if opportunity doesn't knock, create a door, open it, and walk through it. I will talk to you tomorrow. Toodaloo.